It's just another beautiful evening in Kansas City for Game 2 of this 4-game series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Fiziak. This is Rex Hudler, and it has been a very difficult homestand. But to a man, the Royals believe that today is the day that they will end the 8-game losing streak. And the effort, they've been out here early, taking extra fielding, extra hitting, and the defense last night showed it.
The effort will pay off. There's been a lot of positives out there covered up in the negative of losing, but one of them is the defense behind it. Now look at this athleticism right here by your shortstop. Escobar's got skills. If you want to try that in your living room, go ahead, but you might hurt yourself. That guy's a pro. And also, now there's been some things that have not gone their way. Last night, Hosmer squares this ball up, and man, not one, but two, but three? Well, we call that buzzard luck in baseball, but the luck is changing because today is the day, and they are going to get a win.
That was our Jeep replay. We've got the Royals and Blue Jays coming your way soon. Baseball is brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. When you play, students win. And by your Kansas City Chevy dealers, the official vehicle of the Kansas City Royals. When we come back, we'll take a look at a little Moose D. defense with Mike Moustakas.
And our Mazda Highlights is going to show you, Fizz, and the fans that the Moose was loose last night at the K. Not only with his club, but his bat. That plays like that and hits like that are what are going to get these Royals out of their funk.
And the Kia starting pitcher tonight, our report on Luis Mendoza.
It all starts on the bump, and Mendoza's got to be able to pitch to contact, stay down in the zone. Quality off-speeds with his off-speed pitches, he's got to be able to keep those down the zone and also get 6. Love to see 7 innings out of him. Dave Island and Ned Yost would be thrilled.
He's got to get out. Bautista and Encarnacion, the 2 hot Blue Jays. Royals and the Blue Jays. Let's go to Joel Goldberg.
Some news to talk about today. We saw the struggles of Greg Holland last night and really early in the year, their best reliever last year. Royals announcing that Holland has gone on the 15-day disabled list with a left rib stress reaction. Translation, he's got a bruised rib on the back towards the scapula. They've already run some tests and ruled out, at least for the time being, any kind of stress fracture, but they're going to run more tests just to make sure that it is just that, a bruise and not a stress fracture. Jeremy Jeffress, the hard-throwing right-hander, has been called up from AAA. I am told that he is throwing a lot of strikes with that fastball, and he's been the best pitcher out of the pen for AAA Omaha. Fizz?
Thank you very much, Joel. And Jeffress will be here tonight in the pen. There is John Farrell in his second year as the Blue Jays manager, the former Oklahoma State Cowboy, penciled in this lineup tonight. Escobar to lead things off, then Johnson and Jose Bautista. He drove in the go-ahead RBI in the 8th inning last night against Kansas City on a broken bat base hit to right field. Then Len, Encarnacion, Thames, Laurie, Rasmus, and Aaron Sebia. On the hill for Kansas City will be Luis Mendoza, the 6'3" right-hander from Veracruz, Mexico.
Okay, this young man here is on top of his game when his sinker is down. He's got to keep that down below the knees, use his defense. Pitch to contact. We talked about that earlier in the Kia report. Also, he'll bring in a little curve and a changeup, but it's important that he is able to throw those pitches and with some consistency to keep the guys off balance. The Blue Jays are a pretty good hitting ball club, but they need somebody on the bump to get a win and help him, and he's the guy.
How about our Ford around the horn defense?
Hey, you see Meyer again getting that start in center field. And Frank Brewer in right, Gordon in left field. Also, Brian Pena's getting his sixth start behind the plate. Him and Luis Mendoza have been working together so far this season. Hopefully his defense is ready to go, and when you have a quick tempo and you're a sinker baller, usually that keeps the defense on their toes.
This is one of the very best friends Brian Pena has ever had. They have known each other since the age of 4. Yunel Escobar and Pena grew up just one block away from each other in Cuba, and Brian told me today that I used to ride my bike over, pick him up, and we'd go to kindergarten together. And now they're playing against each other, but he gave him a little tap with his bat on his shin guards, and they're ready to go. They've said their hellos.
It's all business now.
29 years old, out of Cuba in his 6th big league season. Mendoza deals, and there's a grounder right back to Luis. 1 out. Our time and temperature is brought to you by the parking spot. Temperature 68 glorious degrees, about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. And the first pitch was at 6:11. Fine crowd tonight at the K. Everybody dressed in blue because they gave out 20,000 retro jerseys in that royal blue. Mendoza to deal with Kelly Johnson.
Well, we had the privilege of being out there for about 15 or 20 minutes, handing some jerseys out to people, shaking a few hands and getting to know the people. I loved it. Great fans here. These people are easy to love, Fizz. They're happy. Everyone came through telling me we're going to get a win tonight. Fired me up.
Luis Mendoza, a veteran, now 28 years, facing Kelly Johnson. And Kelly, too, a veteran, now 30 years of age, from Austin, Texas. He is in his 8th big league season and has some thunder in that bat. Hit 18 home runs for Arizona last year, hit 3 after the trade to Toronto.
Okay, their defense is playing him over a pole just a little bit on the right side.
And it's hit past Betancourt into right field. 1 on with 1 out.
Wasn't over quite far enough, but they had the right idea. They knew he was going to hit it there. Betancourt just out of his range.
Well, in Luis's last start, he lost to Cleveland 13-7, and he looked really sharp the first 2 innings with all 6 groundouts that he recorded. All 6 outs he recorded by way of groundouts, and after getting the first 2 hitters to ground out in the 3rd, he then fell into a real rut and gave up 6 runs after 2 men were out.
Well, if you remember, they would have been out of that inning, but the play at first base was called safe. Chris Getz made an outstanding play, and they called him safe. Hosmer dropped the ball, and then the floodgates open. But here's last night.
And there's the game-winning hit by Bautista. Strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. But after Mendoza got those 2 outs, Rex, he let that single affect him, that infield hit, because after that, another single, then a double, then a walk, then an error, a home run, a walk, and a single. 6 runs allowed after 2 men were out. Well, he had a mighty rip as Mendoza got that pitch up in the strike zone.
These guys are all, a lot of them in their first year, they're learning how to take their lumps. They're learning how to try to continue to keep your composure and keep that mental focus. Don't put your head down. So they're in some early stages in their careers here, and they're taking some lumps now, but it's not going to last forever. You have to execute, make your pitches, and play defense and timely hit, and you win.
Time was called and given to him. He called that right before Mendoza went into his windup.
Okay, and also gave away the fact that Kelly Johnson was heading off to second base. So Johnson didn't like that, the Blue Jays. And he was heading off. Mendoza has quick feet. Going to have to keep the runners close at times. Just let him know that, you know, he understands they're trying to steal a base. So got to hold those runners.
Bautista with another fantastic year last season with .302 batting average, 43 home runs, and 103 RBIs. That time, if the throw is to the second base side, they might be able to get Kelly Johnson because it looked like he was going to move. Unfortunately, the throw by Mendoza was to the home plate side of first base. So Eric had to catch the ball and bring the glove over to the runner. Ground ball third. This could be 2, a 5, a 4, and a 3 double play. Nice job by Mendoza keeping that sinker down.
Unieski Betancourt will be leading off. Nedio's trying to look for some answers on offense tonight. I asked Uni when's the last time he batted leadoff. He said a little bit in Double-A and 10 years ago on the Cuban junior national team. I also pointed out to him, because he's criticized for not getting on base a lot, I said, you've walked 2 games in a row. What's going on? He said, with a big smile, I must be sick. Guys, back upstairs to you.
Thank you very much, Joel. And this is the 948th start for Unieski Betancourt in Major League Baseball tonight. The first time he has been in that lead spot. Gordon will bat second, then Butler, Hosmer, Vancour, Pena, Moustakas, Escobar, and Mitch Meyer. On the hill, making his Major League debut, 21-year-old right-hander out of Lakeland, Florida, Drew Hutchison.
Okay, now, even though the Royals have never faced this kid before, like they have several starters on this homestand, Hutchinson is going to have to get used to them. Command down, keep his composure, and also control those opening day jitters. For him, opening start of his career, they'll be butterflies. So it's up to the Royals to quickly take care of business against this guy. They don't want this kid to come in here making his Major League debut. They haven't won all year at the K, and to keep the losing ways. They need to greet this guy the right way, and that's pound him.
Betancourt has hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. And there is a blooper towards right field that will stay up for Bautista, who makes the catch, staring into the face of that sun.
All right, defensively, we see Kobe Rasmus out there in center field. It's kind of a guy with long strides and gets to a lot of balls. Now, Aaron Sevia is going to be his catcher, and the kid to keep your eye on is Brett Laurie at third base. He's an athlete. He hustles and plays the game. Pretty good middle infield.
One thing we've been told about Drew Hutchison, he will throw strikes. 3 walks in 16 2/3 innings at Double-A this year.
Yeah, he's a strike thrower. He's got a fastball that he'll sink in there at about 87 to 94. He'll go through at times with a little 4-seamer. Also slider and a changeup. Changeup is his second best pitch.
The 1-0 to Alex Gordon, who takes a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. In his career in the minor leagues, Rex, Drew Hutchison was 18-9, 246 strikeouts, and only 57 walks in 234 and 2/3 innings. That's tremendous command. Well, here's a drive to center field. Rasmus going back, still going back, and that ball is gone. A home run for Alex Gordon.
Welcome to the big leagues, Drew Hutchinson. As Alex Gordon says, I'll take care of a couple firsts for you. Your first hit and your first big league home run all in one swing. That ball was mashed.
He will remember this moment even though it is a negative one for him. And Alex Gordon saying, yeah, I gave my team a 1-0 lead. Royals took a 1-0 lead on a home run yesterday by Mike Moustakas. So Gordon goes deep for the second time, and Billy Butler now in the 3 spot after hitting in the cleanup position the first 13 games. There's a strike, and Butler down in the count, 0-2.
Well, I've been in a lot of clubhouses with guys making their major league debut against you, and believe me, there's guys in the clubhouse talking about, hey, look, guys, let's not let this guy in his major league debut beat us. And considering all the losses so far, believe me, they're going to be up there hacking just like Billy Butler did.
His first major league strikeout is against a good one in Billy Butler. Now we will face a left-handed swinging Eric Hosmer, who has been due. And I say that because he's been hitting the ball on the screws. But as Rex, you use the term hitting in buzzard's luck. He's hitting all those atom balls.
Well, there's bad luck, okay, and everybody knows what bad luck is. When things aren't going your way. Buzzard luck is a term that I use in baseball that means it's the worst kind of luck. But you know, that doesn't stay around long. Everything comes in bunches in baseball. Unfortunately, the losing is in bunches, but once they start winning, they'll come in bunches as well. Same with the hits. They'll start falling. It's only a matter of time.
Haas hit into the first triple play since June of '79 by a Royal at Oakland. He did that last night, but he had a great and very mature comment after the game. He simply said teams go through adversity like this every single year. It stinks. Ours came at the first week at home, but we'll keep plugging along. And Rex, that's all you can do.
No question.
Control your attitude. Here is the 1-2. Hosmer takes barely outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Hosmer, you know, this is his first full season that he's just now starting. But that guy, his skipper and boss and field general, has been through many. Therefore, they watch him. They listen to him. They watch him closely when he's losing, because everyone's watching more when you lose. And that guy, his attitude has been positive, has been upbeat. He's walking with his head up. He's been walking in the outfield, talking to the players. He knows what he's doing.
Hutchison with a 3-2 pitch to Eric Hosmer, who swings and misses and strikes out. So Hutchinson with a pair of Ks in the inning, but Alex Gordon got him. Number 4, hit number 2 this year. Royals lead early at the end of 1.
Pilot to Bombardier, open them doors.
Warner Cable, the official TV, internet, and home phone provider of the Kansas City Royals. Steve Fiziak, Rex Hudler back with you as Alex Gordon goes deep.
Tell you, and it's not easy to hit an opposite field home run anywhere, but at the K, this is a big yard. He put a nice easy swing on a ball that was right out over the plate that didn't sink.
Now the guy that Buster Olney said won the Cactus League MVP, Cy Young Award, Luis Mendoza, to deal with Adam Lind. Mendoza did have a fabulous spring, winning 4 games. This one's knocked up the middle, but Escobar had him played perfectly defensively, and there's 1 out. They had Lind played to pull, and Escobar very close to that second base bag. Against a straight-up defense, that's a base hit.
Had him played perfectly, though. That's the way it is. Ned's been shifting his guys around. However, he learned a little bit when Detroit was in town and Prince Fielder hit that ball against the shift. He said, you know, sometimes we overthink a little, but we're going to play guys the way that our coaches see. He sets the game plan before the game starts. All of his coaches meet. They meet actually the night after the game, and then the next day come in, they know the plan.
A swing and a miss by Eric Thames, 25-year-old kid out of Santa Clara.
That's Eddie Rodriguez, third base coach and in charge of the infielders, and a very good instructor on infielding.
Mike Moustakas raves about the work that Eddie has done with him to improve his defensive game.
No question.
And Moustakas has not erred this year. Turned in an absolute gem last night. The 2-1. Hit towards left field. That's trouble down the line, and that is a fair ball into the corner. Gordon gets to it quickly. He'll bring it to third, though, to Escobar, and it is a double for Eric Thames.
That's a good swing, and he was talking that ball the whole way. It just stayed fair. Okay, that guy in A-ball back with the Orioles when he first signed turned double plays with Cal Ripken Jr. Okay, so he was a player at one time, a second baseman, and a good one. Not real big stature, but he was quick. He could move. He's lateral, and since then, he only played 2 or 3 years. He's been coaching ever since. So he has a long resume of how to deal with it. And I was a #1 pick and was a shortstop, but they moved me to second base because I didn't have that good an arm, is what I told him. And he goes, no, you had plenty of good arm. You just didn't have anybody teach you how to find the arm slot. And I went, really? He goes, yeah, they wouldn't have picked you in the first round if you didn't have a good arm.
Runner goes. Mendoza steps off, and they've got to play at third, and out is Thames.
You know, that's just heads up there by Mendoza. Being aware of the runner, knowing that Toronto's running a little more this year than they have in the past, and he used his inside move. That's the inside where he just spins around a little bit. Okay, he saw him break, so really, that wasn't by Thames. That was not a good time to break when the pitcher's looking at you like that. To keep it simple. I mean, he was a little bit too jumpy there, I'd say.
Well, that helps out Luis. Instead of a man in scoring position with 1 out, there's nobody on with 2 out, and the batter is Encarnacion with a 1-1 count. Well, he knifed that one on the inside corner for strike 2.
So now Thames, that you call that a mental mistake, not a physical mistake, and they happen. Coaches and managers especially don't like mental mistakes. They won't tolerate those.
Is that why you went from team to team to team
to
team?
No, but you know, I was with the Yankees, and you know they never pulled up any players. They always bought the top players, so it logged jam. But I learned the game, and I learned that you know, you can't make mental mistakes. Physical mistakes are more acceptable than mental.
The 1-2. Fouled back to the screen by Encarnacion. So there can be the correct arm slot and the correct brain slot.
That's correct. And also, in Japan, they would pay us for production besides our paycheck, but they would take away for mental mistakes.
That ball ripped to left field for a base hit instead of tying the game. It is just an innocent single for Encarnacion. That is the third hit allowed by Mendoza. So his pickoff awfully big early in this game.
Plus the fact that that kid's been hitting 385 with runners in scoring position. That was a not so good a move for Thames to take off running when the pitcher was looking at it. So good move there. That guy's hot.
Now the Blue Jays young star Brett Lawrie, 22-year-old kid out of Langley, Canada. And that is in British Columbia.
So I was down in Toronto's locker room today talking with this young man, and I learned some new baseball lingo.
The 0-1. He went.
If you're a hard ball player, you hustle and you're scrappy like this kid is, he calls players like that a rocket. He's a rocket.
A chopper up the middle. Escobar will take care of. Touch second base before Encarnacion gets there. That's the final out of the second. Good job by Mendoza on the pickoff. We'll see Frenchie when we come back. Reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Steve Physiak, Rex Hudler with you at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, and it is an absolutely gorgeous evening in the Midwest. Temperatures in the mid-60s. We've got a slight breeze, just barely. They said 2 to 5 miles an hour, and here is Jeff Francoeur. Jeff rockets that one foul right to Eddie Rodriguez, who made a nice play at the third base coaching box.
Cat-like reaction. Routine for him.
It glanced off the facing of the Blue Jays dugout, speared by Eddie Rodriguez with one hand. The 0-2. Francoeur hits it to Escobar. His throw and plenty of time. One out.
Okay, now Francoeur next time up, he'll say, all right, this kid threw me a fastball the first pitch. He wanted to see what he had, and it was hittable. And so, you know, his second time around, he'll start saying, all right, I'm going to be ready early in the count because the kid's coming at you. First time through the order, it's good for Drew Hutchinson in his Major League debut to go right at these guys and try to get strike one in there. And it'll just be a matter of time before that's passed through the Royals hitters.
This is a young man also that was not a high draft pick. He was taken by Toronto in the 15th round in 2009 out of Lakeland High School. Now facing Brian Pena, the switch hitting catcher, sends one up the middle. It kind of clipped the mound and that slowed it down. And Kelly Johnson throws out Brian Pena. Parents, sign your kids up for Sluggers Blue Crew by U.S. Toy to be part of all the fun all year long. Members receive a batting practice jersey, backpack, water bottle, ticket vouchers, front of the line access for every Sunday fun run, and much more. Membership is just $20. Join now at Royals.com/Blue Crew. There's a couple of guys who would love to be in that Blue Crew. So we take a look at Mike Moustakas, who takes a fastball inside. Moose walked for his first time yesterday this year and also hit his second home run into the Blue Jays bullpen.
Hey, Hutchinson has a little bit of a crossfire delivery where he kind of comes across his body a little bit. Now that's good for left-handers because it lets the lefties see it a little bit sooner. The righties, it's a little more difficult, a little more deception involved with that. Calling a crossfire delivery.
He has missed on the first 3 pitches to Moustakas. This is a young man we told about. Great command. He has only made 6 career starts above Class A ball, but he got the call tonight in the big leagues. And that is ball 4. So he walks Mike Moustakas. That is his first base on balls of the night, and he will face a right-handed swinging Alcides Escobar. There's John Farrell. Really good pitcher in his own time.
He was, and teammate of mine with the Angels back in '94. He's a solid guy and an excellent pitching coach he was, and now he's in his second year managing because he knows how to communicate and handle players. Now that's good for Moustakas. He's starting to walk more. He's starting to feel a lot better. It's his 3rd walk now in 2 games. 2nd walk in 2 games. That's a lot, but that's good. He needs to start seeing more pitches and getting on base.
Escobar 1 for 4 yesterday, a double, and that came to in that 9th inning when the Royals started a rally after falling behind the Toronto Blue Jays. They scored a run in the 9th only to fall 4-3. Blue Jays with that 3-run 8th inning. Kansas City is the only team yet to win a game in their own ballpark this year. They want to change that tonight against this young man making his major league debut.
And you know, you get a kid like this in trouble, you want to go ahead and take advantage of it and get a few big hits off of him. Put some doubt in his mind right away.
This is the first time he has been from the stretch tonight with Moustakas at first base. Escobar takes a strike and he gets back in the count at 2-1. He threw 6 straight pitches out of the zone, and Escobar was taking all the way. Moustakas not really a threat to go, but we shall see with the youngster on the hill. He does not go, and Escobar drops it into left center field. Mike will hold at second base. Royals with a 2-out rally here in the 2nd.
Okay, stayed in the middle part of the field. That'll make Seitzer happy. And got him a base hit. That'll make Escobar happy. Here it is. Look at it. Nice little short swing. Good head position. Stayed down on the ball. Was able to place it out there. Now, with 2 outs, maybe they could get a big hit in a little 2-out rally.
Gave up a run in the 1st inning on Gordon's home run. Now the Royals pressuring him in the bottom half of the 2nd. Moustakas at second base, Escobar first. Mitch Meyer steps to the plate.
Okay, this situation here, look first pitch fastball and hit it. You don't have to take here. Okay, he didn't want it. But when there's a runner in scoring position, you change your game plan. You be ready because that guy most of the time is going to try to get a strike now. Seitzer wants his guys to be aggressive. Mitch is a run producer here now in the 9th spot.
Up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Is it true, Rex, what some scouts say, that in an at-bat you usually only get 1 pitch that you can truly handle?
Most of the time, but with a young kid making his major league debut here in this situation, he may give him 2 or 3 hits or pitches to hit. Now Bruce Walton, second-year pitching coach, he's going to come out and talk to him, and this is a good time. Settle him down here with 2 outs and try to help him out.
Fans get downloads up to 50 megabits per second with Time Warner Cable Ultimate Internet. Drew Hutchison, a kid from Lakeland, Florida, having a difficult time. He said he was just going to go out and compete and try to go as deep as he could in the game, just like any other game. Meyer has a hitter's count. The 2-0. Mitch takes a strike on the outside corner. He did stay with the fastball, and it just did catch the corner. 2-1.
Well, he knows that Mitch Meyer likes the ball middle in, so he's staying away from him. Sometimes you'll expand your hitting zone a little bit when there's a runner in scoring position, and especially with 2 outs. Wants to keep the rally going.
Fouled off, and he had his pitch. That was the middle in one you talked about.
Right. Now see, that was a mistake by the young rookie. Aaron Sebia, the catcher, look where he's sitting. He's sitting on the outer half of the plate, but look where that ball was.
Oh, Mitch would like to have that one back. Two on, 2 out. In there, strike 3 call. The Royals threaten but do not score. Tuesday of the year is on May 8th against the Boston Red Sox. The first 10,000 fans will receive an Our Time t-shirt presented by Teva. Gates open at 5:30, so get there early. Go to Royals.com/T-shirt Tuesday or call 1-800-6-ROYALS for tickets. Here's Colby Rasmus, and he takes strike 1. Colby Rasmus has something in common with one of the great Royals, a guy by the name of Bo Jackson. Mendoza deals the 0-1, and Rasmus hits it right back to Mendoza, where he records the first out. Did you know that Colby Rasmus broke Bo Jackson's high school home run record for the state of Alabama? How about that?
No.
With 24 big flies in one high school season.
No, I know that he's from that great state, but didn't know that they went to the same high school.
Bo had some marvelous years with the Royals, and of course you played with Bo Jackson, and you have told me he's the greatest athlete you've ever been around.
Him and Dave Winfield.
Here's the pitch, swing, and a drive to right center field. Mitch Meyer is watching that one go up against the wall, and racing to second base is Aaron Sebia with a 1-out double. So starting much like the second inning started.
Yeah, that ball was struck well. Good inside out. He hit it where it was pitched. It's kind of in the middle, but he stayed inside with his swing and almost hit one out of here. That'll be good for his confidence. He's gotten off to a little bit of a slow start. Hitting 140 or 154 coming in.
Now Mendoza's got to work. Go to work against Yunel Escobar, who grounded out his first time up. Escobar, then Kelly Johnson. Fastball runs inside, ball one. Royals scored early on the solo home run by Alex Gordon. Both teams have had runners on every single inning. Blue Jays with no runs on 4 hits. The Royals with 1 on 2. Grounder to Moustakas. His throw in time. No advance by Arancibia.
Nice play by Moose. Coming in and getting that out. Now Mendoza, good late movement there. That sinker has some quick late breaking action, and it stayed down, and that's how Escobar hit the top of it.
You know you've become a fan favorite when you make a defensive play and everybody in the ballpark shouts out your name.
Moose. No, and he loves it too. He tells me that whenever he hears that crowd do that, he says, I want to make another one. Hit it to me.
Fouled back. Ooh, and Kelly Johnson had a rip. That may have been his pitch that he missed. And fans, if you come to the ballpark, Moustakas is a guy you'll fall in love with, because I'll tell you, he is always the first guy out on the field. And I mean, he's helping with the catcher's throws. He's a guy, and I told Moose this, I said, if you were a basketball player, they'd call you a gym rat. And he goes, I was when I played basketball, but I wasn't very good.
No, he has great work habits.
He said he just loves the game.
But, getting back to his comment where he says, you know what, I want another one. I want to show the fans I could play out here. That's what you want out of your infielders. You want guys that say, hit it to me, instead of the opposite. If your guy's a little nervous out there saying, don't hit it to me, then he's unsure of himself.
The 1-1 is taken up high. Mendoza wants to keep that ball down. That's when his sinker is working its best. He's gotten a couple of fastballs up to Kelly Johnson. You can see when his sinker's working how effective he can be. 7 ground ball outs in this game. He had much the same success until the third of his last game. 8 ground ball outs before the roof caved in.
If a pitcher's on top of his game and he's executing down in the strike zone, making his pitches, he can be unhittable. Just like former Royal this afternoon, who's pitching for the White Sox, Phil Humber. He threw a perfect game.
Walked him. So they walk Kelly Johnson, only to face a guy who bats from the right side, who has even more power, in Jose Bautista. 97 home runs the last 2 seasons to lead all of baseball. And this is a guy, Hud, who found it late. 6 years, moving all over the place. He would be in one city playing right field. He'd be in another city playing third base. Spent a little time with Kansas City, as a matter of fact. But he found his success with Dwayne Murphy, the hitting instructor for the Blue Jays, who sped up his time at home plate on when he would begin his swing on a pitch. Hit in the air left side for Alex Gordon. Mendoza wiggles out of another jam in the third, and KC holds on to their 1-0 lead. former Royal Phil Humber for the 21st perfect game in Major League history. Thank you very much, Anthony, for bringing that to us. He struck out 8 different Mariners.
No, that's incredible. Congratulations. We were able to watch a few of that last inning there in the dinner room here at the Kauffman Stadium, and everyone that was in there stopped and they watched that last inning. This doesn't happen that often.
Now Drew Hutchinson making his Major League debut. He's allowed 1 run on 2 hits. He has also struck out 3 batters. Facing Yuniesky Betancourt for the second time. 2-0 is sent down the line into the corner. Betancourt again with that ankle injury. He will cruise into second base with a double.
Okay, well, he's batting leadoff for the first time in his Major League career because he's swinging the bat. That's why Ned's got him in that spot. Okay, he's got a hot bat now. He's very comfortable. He's a good hitter. Always has been. Although he's getting better as he's getting a little bit more maturity in the game because he's starting to understand what he can do out there. He has confidence when he grabs that bat. And like most managers will do when your team's struggling for a win, they shake up lineups. And that's what Ned's doing tonight. He's got Betancourt in that top spot. Gordon's hitting 2. Butler, Hosmer. They're keeping the meat there with Butler and Hosmer in 3 and 4. But Gordon, he can hit anywhere. But he's a good ideal number 2 hitter as well.
Kauffman Stadium is not a hitter's ballpark. It's 410 to straightaway center field. It's 330 down the lines. But Alex Gordon put a charge into the opposite field, and that takes some kind of strength. He was trying to pull that one to at least get Betancourt to third base with less than 2 outs.
Yep, he knows the situation. He's going to try to get him over there to third base. You might ask, well, how does a kid like Hutchinson get to the majors when barely even spending any time in the minors? Well, you know, if you have a combination of talent, composure, and emotional maturity as a young person, and you show that out there, they say, wow, he's advanced beyond his years mentally. Let's see what he can do.
Made the jump from Double-A to the bigs today. Gordon takes it inside, and he was not on most teams' radar and had already committed to Stetson University, but the Jays took him in the 15th round and gave him $400,000 signing bonus and locked him up just before the August deadline in 2009. He has had success at every single level in the minor leagues and now trying to do it in the bigs. Again, Gordon misses his pitch, and it's 3-2.
That head's just pulling off a tad. Sometimes when you want to pull the ball in a situation like this, your head will pull off just a hair, and that's all it takes to miss it.
This is when Kevin Seitzer, the hitting instructor for the Royals, talks about a 2-strike approach, going the opposite field, thinking up the middle. And a swing and a miss, and Gordon is out, and that is an important strikeout for young Hutchinson. 4 Ks for Drew.
He's going right after these guys, really. He's not trying to trick them with the secondary pitches. He's got a slider and a changeup that he'll use. He's staying mainly 2-seam sinkers and 4-seam fastballs. So this hitter, Billy Butler, is their best hitter with runners in scoring position at .500.
And this is a guy who has been underrated as far as hitters go in the big leagues. And that's why we invite fans to pick up an all-star ballot, punch his name in, because he is one of the terrific hitters in the game. He has more doubles than any other major leaguer the last 3+ seasons. And he gets hit on the side. So Butler is hit by a pitch. And that means the Royals will have runners on first and second. 1 man out. And Eric Hosmer coming up. Well, they got Bautista last night.
Okay, that's what you call a rib ball. And Billy Butler, you know, he says, all right, we got your big slugger last night. I'll take my base. Then he's counting on Hosmer, who's hitting in that cleanup spot.
Let's just see if that divides his attention a little bit. I mean, you talked about the poise and composure, but he might be thinking, hey, I hit their best guy, their hottest guy, and even if he has a seed of doubt in his mind, maybe he'll miss with that great command to Eric Hosmer. Ball one. Hosmer struck out swinging his first time up. 2 on, 1 out. KC by 1. Out of play left side.
Okay, Hosmer, he doesn't have to give in and look for a pitch to pull because they're not going to give him anything in there. They saw the home runs he hit in Anaheim to open the season, and they were all on the middle inside part of the plate and down. So they're trying to stay away, but Hosmer has nice ability to wait back and hit the ball to left field. It's all he needs.
Hit sharply, but they got a chance for 2, and that will end the inning, and that's what you call
buzzard luck. But you know what, though? Don't change a thing. Stay at them. Those balls will find holes soon enough.
text, you call it. Text 432-432 and enter keyword Royals. Who is your all-star selection? We told you we'd talk the infield, including catcher Sal Perez. Hosmer, Getz, Moustakas, Escobar. What's your pick?
Well, I'd like to see two out of those guys get voted in. Actually, all of them, but what wouldn't happen, especially for Salvi.
Fair ball down the line. Adam Lind charging for second base. Throw is offline and saved by Escobar. Had it gotten past Escobar, Alex Gordon did a marvelous job in left field coming in, and he was backing up the play in case he got by Alcides.
Okay, got him a fastball up. Just that top hand rolled over to keep it fair. Hosmer dove, but the ball was already by him.
So Eric Thames steps to the plate. He doubled his last time up with one out. Luis does not have a strikeout tonight. He'd like to get one here. And that pitch is fouled back as he got it on his hands for strike one. Thames is a guy you can strike out. Last year in a split season between AAA and the major leagues, he struck out 129 times for the year, batting .278.
Doubled down the left field line in his first at bat. This one here he wants to pull over the right side. Let's see. Betancourt over here on the pull side.
A lot of room up the middle. Back up the middle, and Escobar cuts it off. His throw in time. One out, but moving to third, Adam Lind.
That play wasn't as easy as it looked. That's a judgment play by Escobar, but he's got that gift of soft hands. He was able to pick it and throw him out. Saved a run, got an out. Now Ned Yost's going to have his infielders playing in.
Lind does not run that well, so they'll be about halfway. Ground ball short past Escobar. This game is tied at 1. Encarnacion is now 2 for 2 and remains hot to start 2012.
Escobar looked like he wanted to have this one here. He just missed it. But he's their hottest hitter. Runners in scoring position at 385 coming in. So when you get a guy like that, and he knows he's hitting that well with runners out there, he has more confidence. So now Mendoza can turn the page on that and say, all right, let's just see if we can get Lowry to hit into a double play.
Brett 0 for 5 in this series with a strikeout. Mendoza got him a ground ball to short. He'd love to see that here. Maybe turn 2. Down low, ball 1. Lori's sister Danielle, an equally fantastic athlete. She played for the Washington Huskies softball team and also on the Olympic team for Canada. Her final year at Washington HUD, she won 14 games, did not lose one. The runner goes, the pitch is swung on and rolled into right field. A perfectly executed hit and run.
That's just how you draw that up. One out, good situation to do it. Torey Lovullo, the first base coach, and his job on a hit and run is to try to do what he did and doink it through that side just perfectly. And that's first and third, one out, chance to do more.
Encarnacion moves to third. Laurie at first base. Colby Rasmus the batter. He knocked one back to the mound his first time up. This is a guy with very good power. Oh for 1. That put his average right out at 229. Moustakas even with the bag at third base. And Rasmus chops the first pitch foul.
That might have got a piece of home plate umpire Marty Foster tonight.
Marty behind home plate. Tim Timmons is the first base umpire. Jeff Kellogg's at second base. And Eric Cooper at third.
Cooper took a shot last night behind the plate. So Pena's taking a little bit of time now, and that's to give Marty Foster a little chance to get some circulation back in that wrist that he just took that ball off of. Those two guys, they take care of each other back there, the catcher and the umpire, whenever they get hit.
The 0-1. This is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mendoza needs to pitch well, Rex, because he's fighting for a place in that rotation. Felipe Polino pitched yesterday and threw very well in Arizona, and the average velocity of his fastball was 96 miles an hour, and they said he was ahead in the count, throwing strikes, feeling good. The 1-1 rocketed to right field, a base hit to score Encarnacion. Toronto has their first lead of the night. 3 straight singles by Toronto. Out comes Dave Island.
Okay, that's a sinker that's not sinking. Maybe Dave Island can continue to stay hot whenever he makes an appearance like this with less than 2 outs and talk Mendoza into rolling a ground ball double play like he did last night for Hoche.
The starting pitcher has really been pretty good. Their first 6 games, they had a 1.85 ERA. Then it was not so good against Cleveland. In the 3 games, the starters had an ERA of 17. But since that time, their earned run average is right about 3. Mendoza trying to pitch out of further trouble here in the 4th inning after giving up 2 runs and the lead. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Inning started with a double by Lind. Thames grounded out. Lind went to third. Encarnacion, Laurie, and Rasmus followed with singles to make it a 2-1 Toronto lead. Ball 1.
Yeah, you're right. You know, Paulino, he's very anxious. Talking to him before he went out, he said, you know what, the stiffness I had in my elbow is gone. I feel free. I'm ready to go. I want to help this team. And internal competition is always good. It's a welcome thing. It helps guys stay on their toes. They know who's coming. And by golly, there's always a young player that wants to perform up here to take their job. So they know that.
Runners go. Pitch is swung on, and that's a base hit to left field. It will score another. 3-1 Toronto, and the Blue Jays with 4 straight singles off Luis Mendoza.
Okay, and that was another hit and run. The Royals are taking advantage of a sinker baller. Whenever there is contact, likelihood of them hitting it on the ground are pretty good. So they're just finding holes right now.
And the Royals, when they strike the baseball, it is hit right at fielders. Like Eric Hosmer's sharp ground ball to Kelly Johnson at second base directly at him. Theirs have missed those fielders dramatically in this inning. 5 hits off Mendoza. He has to find a way grinding through this challenge. He's given up 3 runs in the 4th. Runners in the corners with just 1 out. Aaron Sebia, who's at first base, doesn't run that much. Ball 1.
But John Farrell, he might want to run him here just to try to stay out of the double play.
Aaron Sebia was incredibly cold. 1 for 20. Since that time, 6 hits in his last 9 at bats, and has 4 of them against the Royals. Blooper to right. That's a base hit. It will score another. Moving to third is Aaron Sebia. The throw by Francoeur, not in time.
So Toronto has got a little hitting machine going here. One after another here. Fastball down the middle. It's going to get hit. It's going to have to take a little bit less off of that sinker maybe to get some kind of downward action.
It's been that one bad inning for Luis Mendoza. In his last start, it was the 3rd when he gave up 6 runs. Tonight, it is the 4th where he has allowed 4 runs so far. And there has not been one common denominator with struggles during the streak. It started in Oakland when the bullpen could not protect a 12th inning lead. As you see Everett Teaford starting to warm in the Royals bullpen.
Oh, Ned's seen enough. You know, he says, all right, look, we're going to go to the lefty.
Royals need a break. They need some help, and they need it right now. It is our Chevy call to the bullpen. About how the starting pitching had been strong until this fourth inning. Since April 16th, the Royals' starting pitching ERA is 3.04. Only Texas, Tampa Bay, and the Angels have a better mark.
Well, they ran into a team that's very productive with runners in scoring position. They had the highest mark of any team in the majors. So they're doing right now what they've been doing most of the season. And that's the mark of a team that really takes advantage of getting the clutch hit. No question. Got to be able to get timely hits in this game to win. The Blue Jays have, and the Royals have not.
So out comes Everett Tiefer, the left-hander from Alpharetta, Georgia. 27-year-old lefty from Georgia Southern University. Deals the first pitch to the lefty Kelly Johnson, who takes ball one.
Hey, Tiefer, he's got a little fastball. He'll cut it and slide it a little, and that was that last pitch. He's got a big curveball and a changeup that he'll throw to righties.
Runners in the corners. Tiefer's pitch misses. Now it's 2 balls and no strikes to Kelly. Johnson with a single and a walk. Aaron Sebia at third base. Escobar, good speed at first base, and the pitch is low and outside. It's 3-0.
Okay, relief pitchers coming in, they don't have the luxury of being able to have the bases empty and just execute your pitches. You know, you got to come right in and get in the strike zone.
Caught the corner, 3-1.
It's not going to overpower guys, but he has a very good location. He's around 89, 92.
Johnson taps it foul, so Tiefer fights back in the count, making it full at 3-2. Everett got his first taste of the big leagues and posted a 2-1 record with a 3.27 ERA in 26 games last year, including 3 starts.
I'm sure Farrell's going to be sending Escobar up there at first base.
Let's see what kind of move Tiefer has, and it's a snap toss. That looked a little like Mark Langston, who had one of the best pickup moves we've ever seen.
It's called a step-off move. Keep that runner close.
Tiefer brings it home, and the pitch misses outside, ball 4. So the bases are loaded for Toronto.
Yep, Dave Island, he just took a deep breath and exhaled because he saw who's coming up. He didn't miss by much. But if you fall behind 3-0, it's tough to be able to get 3 more strikes in there without the hitter putting a good wood on the ball.
Jose Bautista. Out of play left side. He got a pitch that was a little bit up in the strike zone and lofted it to left with 2 aboard and flied out to Alex Gordon to end the 3rd inning. Now he's batting again for the 3rd time in just the 4th. Open stance. Powerful slugger.
Look where he's standing. He's standing, you know, with his elbows on the inside part of that plate. So he is right up on the dish. And, you know, hitters want to know why they get brushed back and stuff. I mean, this is because the pitcher has to be able to have that part of the plate, too. The hitter can't just sit in there and expect him not to hit him. Bautista does a good job of, you know, handling that. He knows that's why he's got a little elbow pad on.
His hands are literally in the strike zone. Little blooper to Betancourt. They will get the double play. How about that? Good job, Everett Tiefer. But Toronto scores 4 times in the 4th. Frenchie Pena, Moustakas next. Royals baseball is brought to you by your Midwest Ford dealer. By Panera Bread, 23 locations coming soon to Brookside. Visit us online at PaneraKansas.com. And by AT&T, the world's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Here's a look at the Royals Hall of Fame. Blue Jays have a 4-1 lead over KC in the bottom of the 4th inning. Come out to the yard on Thursday, May 3rd, as we celebrate Alex Gordon's 2011 Rawlings Gold Glove Award. The first 10,000 fans receive a replica Gold Glove trophy presented by Hy-Vee before the Royals take on the Yankees. Go to Royals.com for tickets. Alex received that honor at the start of this homestand. You can get your replica when the Royals return. Here is Jeff Francoeur. He grounded out to short his first time up. Out to play right side. Drew Hutchison is the 8th youngest pitcher to start for the Blue Jays, the youngest being Jeff Bird at the age of 20 and 221 days. Drew Hutchison will turn 22 this summer. 23, I beg your pardon. 22. That's right. There's a fly ball struck to right field. And there's one out. Our AT&T trivia question for the evening. Who was the last player the Jays acquired from Kansas City, and who was the first they received from the Royals? We'll give you the answer later in the ball game. But Jose Bautista used to be a Royal for a very short time. A lot of teams missed on this guy's explosiveness. Brian Pena, the batter, taking strike one. Hutchinson really mixing his pitches well. Second time through the order.
Now, you know, he's throwing strikes like as advertised, but you got to hit strikes. You got to hit when there's runners in scoring position. I mean, this guy is not Justin Verlander. I mean, he's making his major league debut. So the Royals have got to be able to put some wood to his pitches up there. Got to swing it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. He has not allowed more than 3 earned runs in a start since July 6th last year. That must end sometime. Why not tonight? There's a ground ball struck foul, but not a very aggressive swing by Brian Pena.
That's a protection swing. But the idea is to get him before he gets you, so you don't have to be defensive with your swing.
Line drive right to the wrong spot. Second baseman Kelly Johnson takes care of Brian Pena. Check out our sprint text numbers for the infielders as we vote for our all-star guys. Right now it's Mike Moustakas with 21%, Escobar with 20%, but Eric Hosmer leads everybody with 51%. Mike Moustakas walked his first time up. Hutchison does have some run on his fastball. Late sink.
Aaron Sevia just kind of pat him on the hat there and said, "It's all right, young man, keep going. We got you a 3-run lead."
Taking on Toronto, he's been very strong throughout his career. Blasted a home run into the bullpen last night, and he charges this one foul. So once again, Hutchison has the count his way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He has controlled the count. He's walked only 1 Royal in the evening. It was Mike back in the second inning. He's allowed 3 hits, a single by Escobar, a double by Betancourt, and the home run by Gordon. The 1-2 flipped foul.
Okay, but when you're constantly hitting, when you're behind in the count, you're swinging at their kind of pitches. That was a setup pitch. Aaron Sebia, the catcher, he came up out of his crouch. That's what it is. They're going to have to start swinging earlier in the count off this guy.
They're coming in on Mike, and he takes it up the middle. Backhanded by Johnson, who throws him out. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals in the fourth. With 1 on 3. A big fly from Alex Gordon earlier tonight in the first inning. This is our Jeep replay.
You know, I thought that was going to ignite the rest of the offense, and they actually got a lead and then gave it away in the fourth with 4 runs in the fourth. Now we're going to have to play it uphill again. The offense is going to have to come from behind. First things first, Tiford's got to be able to get these guys and try to get them in order. Don't let them have any momentum coming back.
Adam Lynn started the trouble for Mendoza in the fourth inning by leading things off with a double, and after he got Thames to ground out, he then allowed 5 straight singles and was taken from the game by Ned Yost. There's a fastball by Tiford that runs outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
If you're getting ahead, it's going to be a key for every pitcher. Just what Hutchinson's doing on their side. He's getting strike 1, strike 2. Now he'll take that.
Betancourt throws out Lind. 1 out. Join us on Saturday, May 5th, as we commemorate a signature moment in Royals history as the Royals take on the Yankees. The first 10,000 fans will receive a George Brett mini pine tar bat presented by University of Kansas Hospital. Go to Royals.com or call 1-800-6-ROYALS for tickets. Come out for Pine Tar Night. 1 out for Eric Thames. Tiford got a big pick-me-up when he was able to get Bautista, the feared slugger, a looping line drive where he resulted in a 6-3 double play.
Yeah, you know, it could have been a lot worse in that inning. So there's a little fortune on the defensive side for the Royals as he lined it right at Betancourt and he doubled up the runner at first.
Tiford's 1-1 fouled back. Now he has the advantage 1-2. These two teams always play close games. We talked about that last night. Last night's 4-3 loss to Toronto was the 7th time in the last 12 games the game was decided by 1 run. 4 of those victories are by Kansas City, 3 victories by Toronto. Royals want to get back in that win column any way they can, and if it takes 5-4 or 11-4, so be it. Just keep on chugging away, as Eric Hosmer put it. Popped up foul. And Rex, these are times where ball players sometimes think too much. And when you think about your troubles, they become troubles. And there have been so many quotes by ball players about their thoughts in the game, because this is a cruel game where guys who make outs 7 out of 10 times still get paid a whole lot of money. Moustakas is called off by Escobar, who makes a fine over the shoulder catch for out number 2. 2 outs now in the 5th inning.
No, it is a cruel game. That's a good word you used, because Eric Hosmer should be hitting about 350 right now, and he has hit more atom balls than I've seen in a long time. A guy hitting right at people on the line too, and he gets under a few of those. Those are all homers. So look, you just gotta keep your head up, and your goal is to hit the ball hard every time anyway.
Here is Edwin Encarnacion.
Can't control where it goes, and when you're hot, they find a hole, like this guy here. He's hot to start the season. Everything he's hitting is finding a hole. It's part of it.
Takes it high. 2 balls and 1 strike.
But you can't take your ball and bat and go home. That's not going to help it. You keep working through it. You get in the batting cage, you hit. You keep working, and once the hits start falling, then they'll start falling. Wow, that's a high one there.
It sure is. Moustakas says he'll take this one over Escobar, and Mike waits for it to come down. When it finally does, it's a 1-2-3 5th inning for Tiefer. Here comes Escobar. TNT trivia question: who was the last player the Jays acquired from Kansas City, and who was the first they received from the Royals? The answer now: David Cohn in '95 and John Mayberry went to Toronto in '78. On the hill, young Drew Hutchison facing Alcides Escobar. 21-year-old right-hander has been outstanding, allowing the Royals just 1 run on 3 hits. And Escobar takes inside, 2 balls, no strikes.
Well, Hutchinson's been getting ahead. Strike 1, strike 2. He did last inning. Now here he's fallen behind 2-0. Let's see if Escobar says, all right, I'm going to hit my way on. Give me something good to hit. Nope. So now you take.
And you always wonder, Rex, when you get to that eligible for a win inning, the 5th, how you pitch. You've been through it before in the minor leagues, but when you get to the big leagues, you're thinking about all those memories. First major league win. Now he's got to fight back, and he throws a strike on the inside corner to Escobar 3-1.
Okay, Escobar confident. Might just want to take another one. He's confident in hitting with 2 strikes.
Sends that one to left field and drops in for his second hit of the night. Escobar 2 for 2. And takes second base. As Thames misplayed that ball in left.
Okay, they're going to give him a double on that. And Escobar, he was heads up. He shatters his bat in half. Fortunately, the head of the bat went in the stands and didn't hurt anybody. But Thames right now, he slipped. Okay, when you slip and fall down, there's no air on that. So Escobar says, all right, I'm ready. I'll take 2. Leadoff double. I get something going here.
And they wanted to start with Mitch Meyer, who struck out with 2 on and 2 out to end the second inning, his first time up.
Looking. No more looking with runners in scoring position. Swing the bat. If you strike out, at least you tried.
Does go after the first pitch and fouls it out of play. Strike 1.
Whenever the bat head flies into the stands like that, it's very dangerous. So people, please be alert and watch. Unfortunately, there was nobody hurt. But Mitch Meyer wants to put a hurting on this baseball.
Strike 2.
Right down the middle. He just missed it.
That was close. Taken for a ball. 1-2.
Way too close. You have got to be aggressive with runners in scoring position. You cannot afford to waste at bats like that, especially down. That's too close to take. It should have been a strike.
That one is hit well and deep to right center field. Away back to the wall and off the wall. Escobar scores easily. Meyer to third with a triple.
Okay, he must have heard me getting a little frustrated up here. My golly, do that. Go ahead, Mitch. This kid's coming right at these guys. These balls are saying hit me. And he did. Hit it off the wall, hit it where they weren't. And he scored a run, and now with nobody out, has a chance to get another one on. They get right back in this game. And that's the only way you do it. Good stroke.
Meyer just 90 feet away. Toronto will play their infield back, so they will give up a run to get the out. They don't want a big inning here. Royals have started with a double and then a triple.
So make some contact towards the middle of the field if you can. Then you get your ribby.
In the dirt, blocked beautifully by Aaron Sevilla.
He picked that one. Good job, Mitch Meyer. Way to come back down the count. Picking up the team there. So now the young Hutchinson making his major league debut. Salute is falling behind the count again. 2-0. Hitters count.
3-0.
Get him in trouble.
Top of the order's up. Alex Wood with run off of Hutchinson in the first inning. He's waiting on deck. Then Butler, then Hosmer.
Royals, middle to late in the games, have not been scoring runs, and that's got to change. They've got to start, putting some pressure on some teams late in ball games, and they have the ability to. They're just hitting some out of balls and not having some good fortune right now. But you play your way through that bad luck. You play your way through it.
Before the hit by Meyer, the Royals were 5 for 32 with men in scoring position. Now a pop-up, foul territory. Aaron Sevilla back, but it is fortunately out of play, giving Betancourt another chance to get Meyer home from third base. See Uniewski shaking his head saying, got to get that ball down. They're giving us a run here. Love to get a hit, but more importantly, he wants to get Meyer home from third.
Betancourt's one of their hottest hitters. So you got to feel pretty good he's going to put some wood on it or take the walk. They're going to give it to you.
A little flare to right field, and that ball will drop. Myers scores. The Royals within 1 of Toronto.
Okay, that right there was a smart hit. He was thinking. He didn't overswing. He wasn't trying to hit a big home run there. He just wanted to put it in the middle of the field like we're talking about. He knows the situation. Look at him. Watch it. He'll just reach out and put it in play. Mitch Meyer says that's beautiful. I'll go ahead and score on that. So there's still nobody out. The Royals are back in this game with some hitting.
3 runs on 6 hits. Toronto has 4 on 10. Trying to keep Betancourt close. I wonder if Ned would consider a hit and run rather than a straight steal. I only say that because Betancourt has been suffering that ankle problem, not running as well as he usually does. He does not go, and Gordon takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, I would expect for him to leave Betancourt at home here at first base. Let the meat of the order come through and see if they can put a big hit on this kid Hutchinson. And give him an out on in case Gordon swings and misses like he did in his last at bat. He swung and missed at 3 pitches. And didn't want to put him down anymore. You can see that the kid Hutchinson, he's falling behind every hitter in this inning. Aaron Sevilla sees that. He's going to go out and talk to him. John Farrell, former pitcher, he sees that too. He's been in this situation before, but this kid has not. Drew Hutchinson in this level. This is his major league debut, so he's a couple big hits away from hitting the showers. I don't know. They don't have any action up in their pen right now, but Royals, it's time for them to start their contagious hitting.
Two balls, 1 strike to Alex Gordon, who homered to left center field his first time up, struck out swinging his last time. The runner at second base.
Gordon wants that same approach in his first at bat when he homered to left center. That type of approach. Bottom hand to the ball, use the large part of the field and react to the one in.
3-1. Great hitters count for Alex. Where do you think Alex's sweet spot? Where do you think he'll zone him on this pitch?
Out over. Anywhere out over he can reach. And he doesn't have to pull it. He just showed himself and everybody else that he can go the opposite field. So, base hit, ball 4 basically here. That's what he's thinking. One spot.
He takes ball 4.
There you go. That's a good AB. Saw some pitches, made a few swings. Bruce Walton's going to come out and talk to him. And get the opposing pitcher in trouble one time and come through with a big hit.
Well, they have the guy who's been swinging the bat better than any other Royal coming up now in Billy Butler. Billy went 0 for 3 last night. That ended an 8-game streak where he was hitting .455 for the season, hitting .346. He and Betancourt have been swinging the bat better than any other Royal during this slump. We told you before Myers' base hit, with the runner at second base, the Royals had been a dreadful 5 for 32 with runners in scoring position. Now, Villanueva is starting to warm up in the Toronto bullpen because Hutchinson's struggling. He's faced 4 batters. He has not retired one yet in this 5th. A double, a triple, a single, now a walk, and Butler is in the batter's box.
Okay, he's getting a little bit flustered in this inning here, and he's a young rookie making his debut, so it's only natural. So what you do as a hitter, you make it hurt, and they've got guys that can do that. Ball 1 coming up right here, and you know what, Hutchinson, he's been watching what's been going on. He knows the Royals have had a little losing streak here to start the season, so he's saying, oh, I hope it's not me they break out on. He's done a pretty good job to this point. He's starting to get a little bit nervous out there.
The eligible for a victory inning. It always haunts younger players.
Every hitter in this inning, he's gone 2-0 on.
Yes.
Every one of them. So you can find yourself in some pretty deep water here, especially in the meat of their order.
Way inside, 3 balls and no strikes. That certainly was not intentional. Butler had to back away, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ned Yost gives Billy the green light on 3-0.
I wouldn't either.
As you talked about, to get things going.
But homer, ball 4. That's what he's thinking. 3-0, that's your rip. That's what you're swinging for.
Oh, he does take a rip, and it's dropped by Laurie. His throw is still in time to get the double play.
Thought they might have had a chance, and Laurie dropped it the initial time it went in his glove, but he's got a good, strong arm. And Butler was swinging 3-0, but he just got on top of it. Laurie, quick as a cat, gets him. Now it's up to Hosmer to. Maybe he's due for a doinker. He's been hitting the ball way too hard.
Do you think they'll pitch around him to pitch to the right-hander Francoeur?
Possibly. But this kid Hutchinson, he's been pitching around everyone, and he hadn't been trying to. So there's another ball. Hosmer, you know, when you're hitting him like he is, you're due for a doinker. How about a broken bat thing that falls out there?
He is due.
How about hitting one off the base somewhere? Or anything soft. You don't have to hit it hard. It's not working for him.
Well, they're pitching around him, I believe. I think they like the situation righty versus righty with Hutchison versus Francoeur.
Well, like Ned Yost and Kevin Seitzer, the hitting coach, has been telling these hitters, not one guy is bigger than the other. They are all pieces to this puzzle for offense. So don't put pressure on yourself. Let the next guy do it if they're not going to give you the pitch.
Center field and deep. Look at this. Gone!
Hosmer says, catch that one. And he just got underneath it. Is all the difference between all those other line drives. The one he hit it the triple play in last night, one earlier today. There it was. Take a picture of that swing, folks. That's a beauty. That's what you call getting a big hit.
Quite frankly, Rex, I'm surprised they pitched to him. Get first base open and a right-hander to follow. Frenchie does fly out, but Hosmer goes deep, and the Royals are back in front with a big 4-run 5th inning. Eric, number 3 for the big guy from Florida.
We're putting the Royals on top 5-4. Let's take a look at some of the other action on the day. Panera takes us around the league. Texas all over Detroit. And then second game, Detroit leading in that one in the fifth. New York putting up a 15-spot storming back. Chicago with that perfect game. Minnesota and Tampa Bay scoreless in the sixth inning. Baltimore, LA, Cleveland, and Oakland still yet to play, guys.
Thank you very much, Joel. And there's a good curveball thrown by Everett Teaford, who's pitched very well, and thanks to Eric Hosmer, now has a lead as we start the sixth inning. 5-4 Royals. Way inside with that breaking ball to Brett Laurie.
That's all right. Make them move their feet. Make them uncomfortable in there. He takes the mound now with the lead, and he knows it. He says, all right, last time I got the ball, I did my job then. I'm going to do it now.
Coming in on Brett Laurie, trying to tie him up. Everybody talks about this young hitter's explosiveness. They talk about fast twitch muscles. This guy strikes that baseball rather sharply. A 3-1 count. Don't want to walk the leadoff hitter, not after your team gave you 4 in the fifth and a 5-4 lead. Whistle to left field for a base hit, so Laurie hits his way on. New for 2012, the Frenchie Quarter come out on select Thursday home games to support Jeff Brancourt in his fan seating section. $21 gets you a seat in the right field cheering section, a limited edition Frenchie Quarter t-shirt, and Mardi Gras beads. Learn more at Royals.com/Frenchie, and Jeff has a blast with the fans out there. He has a delightful personality, great sense of humor, and we've seen him take them gifts, give them souvenirs, whether they're t-shirts or autographed baseballs. In the case at Oakland, $100 to buy yourself a bacon hot dog.
He wrapped it around a baseball, threw it up to him, and then the next day sent 25 pizzas over to him.
He is a guy who has fun with life.
Exactly. He gets it, and he's very fresh. Now, he's all about having a good time there, but he really wants to help his team win and get back in his hitting game. And it's coming. If the younger guys on the team will watch their leader, Francoeur, and I know they do, then he helps make them feel better because he's always up, and that's how you have to handle being beat. You got to stay up. But I like what I'm seeing in that last inning. That's the kind of inning that we haven't seen in a while. Offense got together a little bit there.
Laurie does have good speed. He stole as many as 30 bases one minor league season. Now he goes sidearm and almost hit Colby Rasmus, and the count goes to 2-1 strike. Teaford walked the first man he faced, Kelly Johnson, but then retired 4 straight since.
You know, that's for effect there. That sidearm fastball. And Rasmus didn't bite on it because it was too far in.
Another snap toss to first base, back in plenty of time. We told you Everett Teaford went to Georgia Southern, where he went 10-4 with a 3.96 ERA as a junior in 2006, leading the Southern Conference in innings and strikeouts. That ball stroked very well to deep right field, and Toronto has reclaimed the lead. 6-5 on a 2-run home run by Colby Rasmus.
Okay, he's a dead pull hitter. Teaford put it in his wheelhouse. So just like that, he gave it back to him. Teaford can say, all right, let's start over here. Quickly, keep it down. Let's go 1, 2, 3. That's his mentality here. But he hasn't been getting ahead.
Aaron Sebia chases a pitch down and in the dirt.
Hey, that's a good change up there. I was a little surprised that Teaford didn't show him that big curveball to Rasmus. He's got a big curve. I haven't seen it. But that's a good place to miss, right where he is, down there. Make those hitters lift those pitches up. They're down low.
The 1-2 is swung on, and did he tap it? Yes, he did. Got a piece of that baseball to remain alive. In games today, Phil Humber threw a perfect game for the Chicago White Sox over Seattle. That was the highlight of the day in Major League Baseball. But it was a crazy one yesterday in the big leagues, as the home team in major leagues were 2-12, the lowest win percentage since August of 2006. Should rise that fastball in on the hands. Aaron Sevilla.
Hard to explain things that happen in baseball.
To left field, Alex Gordon going back to the corner. It will go in the seats foul. They'll try it again at 2-2.
Hey, his changeup's been working. Slider, everything down. Maybe you try a little backdoor curveball or slider. Something starts way outside and catches the outside corner.
Toronto came in with a record of 7-6. Again fouled back by Aaron Sevilla. They have been averaging 5 runs per game. That's 5th best in the American League. 7th in home runs, and they have one today. They now have 16 on the season. They've been chasing both New York and Baltimore. A little grounder back to the mound. Tiford picks it up and fires a strike to first base to record the first out of the 6th inning. The New York Yankees came from behind to beat the Boston Red Sox today, 15-9.
Oh man! Wow.
And I believe, if memory serves me correctly, the Red Sox had a big lead at one time in that game.
And that's a team, the Red Sox, that's supposed to be the beast from the East with just one more win than the Royals.
There's a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That was a long at bat that Aaron Sevilla had, and he lost it. But now Tiford says, "All right, there's my first out. Let's go ahead and keep him down in order. Go after him."
Well, you wonder if the kid will come back out for the bottom half of the 6th inning. His pitch count is pretty good. But they do have Darren Oliver warming up in the Toronto bullpen.
And that tells me that he's done. Now, they went ahead and his team got him the lead. So if you're a manager, it's a perfect time to take the kid out. Take him out. And Oliver, he's a veteran. You're not going to warm him up if he's not coming in.
That was the first time the kid Hutchison had given up more than 3 runs in an inning, or in a game, I should say, since July 6th of last year, when he gave up 4 runs to the Royals, and 5 thus far in this game. Tiford deals the 2-2, and it is a breaking ball struck to the right side. Bencourt has it and throws him out. Let's take a look at our Mazda replays. Eric Hosmer giving the Royals a very brief lead.
It was, but I'll tell you, that made him feel good after all them lineouts he's been having the last several games. That loosened up a little bit there, but then Rasmus comes in and says, "Okay, guys, not so fast." 2-run homer gives him a lead. They're up 6-5 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Excuse me, the top of the 6th.
Royals with 2 home runs tonight, one by Gordon, one by Hosmer. Toronto with a big fly to reclaim the lead at 6-5. 2 outs now, nobody on, and Kelly Johnson, the batter, who's been on all 3 times with a single and a pair of walks, leads the team in runs scored with 11. Going through a little bit of a tough time recently. Just 4 hits in his last, I should say 5 hits in his last 34 at bats. Pitches high to him. 3-0. Last year, Toronto went 81-81, finished 16 games back of the New York Yankees. There's a strike. 3-1. And statistically, they're about middle of the road in every area: hitting, pitching, defense. And they finished at 500. But they were able to add guys like Sergio Santos, a closer. Brett Lowry, picked up from the Milwaukee Brewers.
I don't know, those numbers are hard to do there.
Lowry has really been exciting to watch early, and there is a 2-out walk to Kelly Johnson. So Tiford now has to face the very dangerous right-handed batter in Jose Bautista. And the Royals have been able to keep Jose quiet much of the first 2 games, with Jose with 1 hit, but man, was it a big one last night in the 8th inning to give his club the lead.
All right, well, Tiford, he wanted Kelly Johnson.
Hit a long way. That has plenty of home run distance, but foul. Strike 1.
He wanted Johnson to retire him 1-2-3 after the 2-run home run and have Bautista lead off the next inning. That ball had the distance, but just a little bit too much top hand.
Now he has the count 0-2. At the beginning of the year, Bautista was seeing so many breaking balls, Rex, that he started going the opposite field, and he didn't have much success. His batting average went down. Dwayne Murphy said, would you get to back and pull that baseball? So he has. Let's see if Tiford does send him a hook. It is, but no bite by Bautista.
And now Bautista, after that last swing, he kind of is twisting and turning like maybe he might have did something to his back, but hopefully not for him. He's takes a rip every time up there. It's the reasons he's hit all them home runs in the last 2 years. He's a turn and burn.
Popped up right side. Francoeur racing towards the foul line. Looks like he has it. He does. But the Blue Jays get a couple of runs on Rasmus's big fly, and they're back in front. And the 6th is our Sonic Slam inning, and our contestant is John Morgan from Knob Noster, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run in this inning, John will win $1,200. But if the Royals hit a grand slam out of the yard, John will win $25,000 from Sonic and the Royals. Brian Pena. Hutchinson will stay in the ball game, but Darren Oliver is plenty ready down in that bullpen. The left-hander will follow in Moustakas. Pena is a switch hitter batting from the left side, so perhaps this will be the final batter that Hutchinson will see.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad idea by Pena to go ahead and see if he could catch him napping and drop one.
Strike 2. Again, sounds foul on a very good pitch, away and down. Too tough to take.
Ned Yost's bench coach Chino Canahias had Brian Pena when he was a Brave, when he was a young kid Atlanta Brave, and he said that he was a strong right-handed hitter. He was really good from the right side, but now he's better from the left side.
He rolls one to his good friend Yunel Escobar, who throws him out by a couple of steps. And there's one down to start the 6th inning. The fan vote to pick the starters for this year's All-Star game in Kansas City has started, and you can now vote for all of your favorite Royals players. Play your part by punching a ballot when you come out to a game, or go to Royals.com/vote to crown a Royal. And fans, we really encourage you to do that this year, because the All-Star game is right here.
Decked in blue.
So get Hosmer out there, Moustakas, Gordon, Brancourt, and all the guys.
Okay, Moustakas took that one. He's down. Now he's got to be looking fastball again here. Sinker, anything, out over. Be looking to hit.
Drew Hutchison with the 1-0, and Moustakas taking ball 2. Hutchison's pitch count is right now at 94. He's thrown 53 strikes, 41 have missed. He had the one rough 5th inning where he allowed 4 runs. Taken nicely by Moose. He's walked already once in this game and had not walked until yesterday. Trying to walk for the 3rd time. In 3-1.
Moose is saying to himself, good, I wanted to hit anyway. I want to give him a parting gift.
Outside, ball 4. Well, that's a start for Kansas City in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hutchison has walked his 2nd batter in the last 2 innings and 3rd of the game. So now he'll face Alcides Escobar, a guy he has not been able to get out today. 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Single came in the 2nd inning, the double came in the 5th, and he would score the first of the 4 runs in that 5th. Blue Jays trying to get back to their winning ways, much like the Royals. That's low. The Blue Jays used to be the model of success every team was after, with a strong minor league system. They had 11 straight years of a winning record, and of course winning the World Series in '92 versus Atlanta and '93 versus Philadelphia. But then the economic system kind of chewed them up, and they traded away many of their stars that were responsible for winning those titles back in the early '90s. Here's a pitch, and there's a base hit to right field, and on a hit and run, it's perfectly executed by Escobar as Moustakas takes 3rd.
All right, now Ned Yost is putting a little pedal to the metal as they're going to make a pitching change. But man, that was a nice piece of hitting there. He waited. That's an inside pitch. But look at that. Look at his eyes. They're right on that ball. That's a really good stroke. That ball's middle in. On a hit and run, you want him to do that and hit it on the ground. Perfect.
This is our Chevy call to the pen. Will Ned Yost make a change and bring on the right-hander to face the lefty? We'll find out. The Royals have runners on the corners. It will be Darren Oliver against Mitch Meyer, as Ned Yost will stay with the left-hander against Darren Oliver, who has a sharp 2.7 earned run average, and you can see what opponents are batting against him.
273. Now, he does have Bourgeois in there that hits from the right side, but he's leaving Myers in because he knows that Darren Oliver, in his 17th year as a big leaguer, he's a strike thrower. So leave Mitch Meyer in. He's not going to throw any real big breaker balls to him.
This is what he did in the 5th inning. Ripping a triple off the right center field wall, and that would score Escobar. And that got the Royals their start in the 5th when they scored 4 times. Now on the corners with 1 out. First pitch, low, ball 1.
Okay, Oliver. He'll go 85 to 90. He's not going to overpower guys, but he's a smart pitcher. He's a real professional. Okay, he's a cutters into righties, curveballs, and cutters to the lefties.
One-0 is taken for a strike, and Darren, one of the great guys in the game, 41 years of age. He has been playing pro ball since 1988. Look at the number of games he has pitched in, chasing Moyer and Romero.
He's going to be right around the plate. I'm sure Seitzer told Meyer that before he stepped in the box.
Meyer fouls it off. Now he's down in the count 1-2. I was talking to Darren before the ball game about watching his dad Bob play for the Royals back in 1969. Did you know his father? I was at the game, Kansas City's Municipal Stadium, when his dad Bob Oliver hit the first grand slam in Royals history. And remember, fans, this is our Sonic Slam inning. We need one more guy to reach. Oliver steps off as bluffing the move is Escobar, who has very good speed.
We need one more guy to reach, one more guy to hit it slam.
You got that right. The 1-2 is taken for strike 3 call.
Mitch not happy with the call, but 2 strikes. Runner out there with less than 2 outs with 1 out. You got to be hacking. Foul it off. Don't let him call you out. That's where Oliver is supposed to throw that pitch, right there. It's the second time tonight, even though he hit a big triple and was responsible for 2 of the runs coming back to get in this game. His first time up, he took one with a runner at second base for call third too. So
particularly where a fly ball can help your team tie the game. Now Yuniesky Betancourt must get a base hit to chase Moustakas home from third.
And maybe Escobar gets a chance to try to steal a base here. Get him in scoring position.
Ned had options with Mitch Meyer, but he also has Jason Bourgeois, who is a right-handed hitter who could play outfield. But remember, it's only the 6th inning. Here's the pitch and his swing and a blooper towards right, but right at Bautista. The Royals threaten but do not score. Good AP by Betancourt. Still 6-5 Jays. Steel. Find a helpful servicing steel dealer near you. Visit steeldealers.com. And by AT&T Uverse, the new wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. Beautiful evening in Kansas City. Blue Jays leading 6-5. Royals want to send these fans home with a smile on their face with a Royal victory ending an 8-game losing streak. Some work to be done as Tiford will face Adam Lind, Eric Thames, and Edwin Encarnacion. Mendoza got the start for the Royals, but gave up 4 runs in 3 1/3, all 4 runs in the 4th. He only got 1 man out. Lind, meantime, is 1 for 3. That was a double, a run scored back in the 4th. Surrounding that, a couple of groundouts. 2-1.
Tiford, he's not missing by much.
In there, 2-2.
Okay, now Lind is backing out, telling Marty Foster, hey, look, that was the same pitch as the one before. You called it a ball.
Tiford misses outside the count, runs full 3-2. Everett, they're going to try and extend him tonight. If you're just joining us, the Royals placed Greg Holland, reliever, on the 15-day disabled list with a left rib stress reaction. That ball struck towards left field and twisting and going foul. Holland with a bruised rib on his back. We're hoping it is a bruise, and the early reports are showing that it is just a stress reaction. And there's Jeremy Jeffress, who has been called up from the minor leagues, who has had a terrific start. And this is another power arm the Royals have that goes from 95 to 99 miles an hour. Tiford with trouble. His throw. Wow, that's a nice play by Everett Tiford.
I'll say it would have been a lot easier for him had the ball not hit on the down slope of the back of the mound and it kicked off another 5 feet. So now he's going to have to show his athleticism. Okay, it kicks. Now he's got to chase it. And look at him on one leg, just like a middle infielder making an off-balance throw. Good concentration on picking up that rolling ball barehanded. I know a lot of pitchers that will stab at that ball, but they're not used to making plays like that. That tells me he's an athlete.
Everett deals a curveball to Eric Thames, who is 1 for 3 with a double. He was caught stealing, trying to steal third base. Mendoza was able to knock him out at third base. Down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Everett has thrown 66 pitches. 2-0, and we have Jeff Montgomery with us now. Jeff, what do you see?
Well, it's a good effort by Everett keeping us in the ball game here. Nice to see get ahead of some batters. Got to keep them at bay here.
Hey, Monty, let's talk about Greg Holland a little bit and the pitchers that sometimes may not have an injury, but the way he was missing, there could have been something wrong. You went through that similarly in your career. Could you share with our audience about that in '86, the year you were pitching hurt?
Yeah, Rex, it was actually '96. I had a really good first half of the season. In fact, good enough I was named to the All-Star team that year. I was very ineffective during the second half of the season, and no one really knew why. I had the MRIs. I was throwing the ball, but the hitters were telling me something wasn't right, so my location was not there. Eventually, early September, I went in for a surgery and ended up had a torn rotator cuff. So oftentimes the hitters are ones that will let you know.
Jeff, thank you very much. We have a pitching change here in the top of the 7th inning, and we will get a call to the pen. His club in the ball game. The Royals still trail by 1 because of a 2-run home run he gave up to Colby Rasmus in the 6th inning. But he kept his club in it, and now it's Kelvin Herrera's job to keep the Blue Jays quiet. You see his numbers, a 4.05 earned run average. He is a lightning in his right arm with a fastball that can reach 100 miles an hour. But he says he needs to locate it a little better.
I mean, he's learning that big league hitters, they don't mind how hard it is. If it's over the middle, they'll hit it. But the hitters have to deal with that excellent changeup he throws as well.
Eric Thames has good speed at first base. Edwin Encarnacion is 2 for 3 in the game with an RBI single in that 4-run fourth by the Blue Jays. That's got some life to it.
I'll say. Gun might be a little fast here at the K, but look, it's up there. 99, 98, 99, 100, that's...
He was hitting 99 and 100 to the same gun with Verlander on Monday, and that was impressive.
That's right. Hitters call that cheddar cheese.
And he brings another one at 100 miles an hour. And the count is 0-2 to Encarnacion.
Okay, now you can tell the hitters in meetings before the game about the pitchers, what they have, and be careful. But you know, Kelvin, he could almost tell Encarnacion a changeup's coming here, and he still couldn't hit it. No, he wants it up, fastball maybe. Uh-oh.
Not up enough, and that ball is drilled into the left center field gap, and it is gone.
Okay, now I'm thinking that the changeup was coming 0-2 there. Pena called a fastball. He called a high fastball, but
he didn't get it up enough.
I know. So, you know, that's what happens. He's talked about how they like it out over the plate. Now, another 3-run deficit. Okay, Pena wanted it up, and it wasn't up. It's right there saying hit a homer on me. And remember, this kid, Encarnacion, hotter than a firecracker. He might be their hottest hitter right now.
He is. So numbers bear that out. And that is his 4th home run of the year, and it now gives the Blue Jays an 8-5 lead. He threw 2 magnificent fastballs on the inner half and then did not locate the third. As you can see, Pena wanted it above the belt, but it was about belt high. And here is Laurie. Everybody's position moves up with Holland out. Kelvin Herrera likely will take the 7th inning role of Aaron Crow. Crow takes the 8th inning role of Greg Holland, and Jonathan Broxton remains the closer. Somehow the Royals have to give those guys leads, and it has been a dreadful situation this week. The bullpen, the last 3 games. Tuesday the game was tied in the 8th, and Detroit scored 2 off Holland. Wednesday, Royals led 3-2, and Detroit scored 2 in the 7th off Jose Majares. And yesterday they led 2-1, and Toronto scored 3 in the 8th off Greg Holland. And then after the game, Holland was placed on the disabled list. Jeffress was called up. Royals were a team that did not spend too much time on the disabled list, and this year it has been awful. Here's Moustakas throwing out Brett Laurie. 2 outs in the 7th inning. And I say that because, Rex, if you go down their list, Lorenzo Cain, DL, Molino, DL, Perez, the best catcher, DL, Soria, the closer, DL, Blake Wood on the DL, and Greg Holland on the DL today. In the first 2 weeks of the season, are you kidding me? That's going to hurt a lot of big league ball clubs.
Well, Moustakas made another nice routine play, but he took his time, he gathered, and you know, he's got some rosin on the back of his hat. I watch him in between innings. He goes over there. That's the rosin bag for extra grip for the pitchers that they use, and he puts a little bit of that back there, and he goes to it so he can get a grip on that ball when he fires it across, and loves to hear the fans say his name. And so he wants to make sure he makes every play for him.
2 outs for Colby Rasmus, who is 2 for 3. The bottom of the order has really torched the Royals in this game, as they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. 9 hits by batters 6 through 9. They've also struck 2 home runs and knocked in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs. 7 of the 8.
Yep. Uni playing a little bit shallow right field there because they know that Rasmus likes to pull the ball. Escobar, the shortstop, he's a little bit towards the second base bag, trying to defend him on the defensive side.
That ball is struck well, and Herrera giving up the long ball. He's got the heat at 99 and 100 miles an hour, but you throw it down the middle and big league hitters will strike it hard. That's 4 RBIs in a 2-homer game for Colby Rasmus, and they have opened up a 4-run lead on KC.
Okay, just like Greg Holland when he was having some command issues, Herrera's having the similar things. He's got good stuff. He's just leaving it out over.
Now Aaron Sebia. Strike at the knees. That was the perfect pitch. But in the big leagues, you can't go every third pitch down the middle. A chopper up the middle. Escobar will take care of it, but it is a huge inning for Toronto. They score 3 runs on 2 homers, one by Encarnacion, the other by Rasmus. Of home runs tonight. 2 big flies.
Yep. And this is his 3rd career multi-homer game. Mazda will tell you that this kid's got some pop.
Turned around a 99-mile-an-hour fastball from Kelvin Herrera mighty quickly. Now the Royals must come back. Bottom of the 7th inning. Gordon, Butler, Hosmer in their half of the 7th with Darren Oliver still on the hill. And his pitch to Gordon misses. Breaking ball in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Darren told me, Rex, this will be it. He said he wants to be with his wife and with sons Brock and Maxwell and watch them grow up. The ball is sent foul, but he loves the game and he's trying to get it out of his system, and it's not there yet.
Yeah, and what a shame. You know, he was with the Rangers, that's where he lives, and last year, you know, they just couldn't get that 1 out, 1 strike away from winning a world championship. And
David Freese hit it out. We'll see you tomorrow night.
So it's too bad for Ollie to get that close. But the Rangers have not taken their foot off the throttle this year either.
We showed that stat of their starting pitching. They lost C.J. Wilson, and they are leading the American League in earned run average. And Alex Gordon plants a base hit perfectly between right and center. Now has a couple of hits on the ball game. It's a big inning for a Royal start. Billy Butler will now come to the plate.
Okay, that ball's out over the plate. Guided it. Good swing. Put it right out there.
Butler tonight struck out his first time, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and then hit into a 5-3 double play in the 5th inning. Fastball comes inside. At one time, the Royals did have a 5-4 lead after Eric Hosmer hit a home run in the 5th inning, but the Blue Jays came back with 2 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th, both against the Royals' beleaguered bullpen. Breaking ball catches the outside corner perfectly. 1-1.
Those backdoor sliders and curveballs like that sometimes will freeze the hitter. They'll say, that ball's way out, I'm going to leave it alone. And he comes back over and catches the corner.
Smack sharply, and Laurie has it and turns it into a 5-4-3 double play. Are you kidding me? Is there another word for Buzzard's luck that's worse?
No, it's just called baseball, Fizz, and they're just going to have to play their way through it. That's a good hit ball. You can't control the other side. All you want to do is hit it. But Lowry, one of the best athletes on the field, or Laurie, excuse me, got to his feet quickly and rolled it up.
Here is Haas. Breaking ball in there for strike one.
Game's frustrating for the players and especially for the fans in this losing streak they're in. I understand.
As Hosmer said, teams go through adversity like this every single year. He said it stinks that ours came the first week at home, but we'll keep plugging along. And that from a 22-year-old kid that so much is expected of him. We've got to realize that fans be patient with his success as he grows into an outstanding big leaguer. 293 in his rookie campaign last year when he was called up in May. And he punches that one to third. Laurie has it, throws it in the dirt. Nice pick by Lind. The Royals are done in the 7th. To the 8th we go. It's Toronto by 4.
Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery getting ready for Boulevard Royals Live, hoping Kansas City can come back in this one. Either way, we'll be talking about Luis Mendoza, what happened to him in the 4th, talk about some of the offense getting going tonight, highlights, reaction, and much more after the game.
On a beautiful Saturday evening in Kansas City, great crowd on hand because there was a retro jersey giveaway. It was fantastic. We were out there giving the jerseys to the fans as they came through the turnstiles. They were hoping to see a KC victory. They still have 6 outs to go. Right now they must keep Toronto quiet to have a chance. Yunel Escobar will lead things off. He'll be followed by Kelly Johnson and then Jose Bautista. Kelvin Herrera stays in and deals an offering to Escobar. Herrera possibly up before his time, but he has such outstanding stuff. Perhaps the Royals want him to go through his growing pains right now at the tender age of 22. He only had the one great year in the minor leagues, and it was last season because in 09 and 10 He suffered some elbow problems, finally got healthy, and he pitched at 4 different levels in the Royals system, ending the year with 2 appearances for KC. But brilliant in the minor leagues with a 1.92 earned run average.
Changeup, when it's located the way it's supposed to locate and move like it does, is unhittable. Throw a fastball at 100 down the middle when you got 2 strikes on Encarnacion. I just think that was a bad call on either Pena or his part. I thought that changeup would be coming 0-2.
Or if he throws the fastball in the right spot.
Up a little higher.
Yeah, like letter high, where he couldn't get to it, but it was belt high.
There's only a few spots a hitter can hit that pitch. Inside, you can't be hit. Outside, it's hard to hit there for any damage. Up high, you swing and miss or foul it off. But right down the middle, that's what the hitter's trained to do. At this level, they don't miss them that often.
That one is knocked back up the middle, backhanded by Betancourt. Quick toss, just did get him in time.
Wow, you don't make that play unless you have quick hands. That was a changeup. Okay, good pitch. It was down low. Hit it. Thought he had a base hit, but Betancourt used his hands quickly. I mean, that ball barely touched his glove by the time it was already going to first base. They got some good hands, people up the middle. And Escobar and Betancourt.
Kelvin will now face Kelly Johnson, who has had a perfect night with 3 walks and a base hit. Here's that breaking ball, ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. Royals brought up the closer, Jeremy Jeffress, today from AAA Omaha, who pitched extremely well for the Storm Chasers. And it's good to see a couple of starting pitchers the last couple of nights pitch so well in Omaha. One, Mike Montgomery. There's a breaking ball that barely misses. I don't know how Johnson did not swing at that. Mike Montgomery gave up 1 run in 7 innings. More importantly, only 1 walk in 7 innings. And then Will Smith, despite the loss yesterday, only gave up 2 runs in 7. And Johnson swings and misses, and Herrera makes quick work of it for out number 2. Fans, you want to be with us tomorrow at the K, because this is an excellent pitching matchup. A couple of left-handers, Ricky Romero against Danny Duffy. And if you had a chance to see Duffy in his first couple of starts, he really has shown great toughness. And if he shows the same kind of command like he had against Detroit, you'll want to see his stuff.
Yep, you said it, the last word you said, stuff. Duffy's got some stuff. Good, hard fastball, big curve. Nice changeup.
Yeah, he has a lot of weapons, and you like his toughness, the way he competed. He got out of a couple of jams in that game. Even though he took the loss, he only gave up 3 runs in 6 2/3 innings. In a terrific pitching duel. By far the best game this week. It was Duffy against Justin Verlander. The 1-1. That ball is fouled off. And so many of the Royals are up before their times, and I know fans might be disappointed by this poor start at 3-10.
Might be. Yes,
we all are.
I know it.
We've lost 8 games in a row, this ball club has. But they do have plenty of talent. But anytime the forecasters say still the youngest team in baseball, that means you're going to go through growing pains, which means mistakes. Mistakes like Herrera threw in that last inning with fastballs right down the middle to very talented hitters, Encarnacion and Rasmus. Big leaguers know what to do with even 100-mile-an-hour fastballs at the belt. That is fouled off.
This start might be painful for the fans and painful for the players, but I guarantee you they're called growing pains, and for the rest of the season these young players will remember that, and it'll help them in their growth. Fans are having a good time here.
Betancourt should take care of this one. He does, and Herrera bounces back after a rough 7th with a 1-2-3-8. And that has been the difference in this game. Rasmus has hit 2, and Encarnacion 1, and it's a 9-5 ball game. But Eric Hosmer swinging the bat much better. The Royals continue to hit the ball sharply, but at people. That's no excuse. They'll keep fighting through this and grinding through it. And Jeff Francoeur, one of the leaders in that clubhouse, try and get the team to relax. There's no question the team has been pressing and thinking a bit too much. Villanueva is the new pitcher for Toronto. Carlos Villanueva is a 6'3" right-hander out of the Dominican Republic. He's held opponents to just a 167 batting average, 3 for 18. Facing Jeff Francoeur, who is looking for his first hit of the night. Ground out and a pair of flyouts.
He's got a fastball 88 to 92, curve and a slider and a change, but he's going to be able to curve that and slide it away from the righties.
Ground ball short. Out is Francoeur. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Corporation and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Royals. Blue Jays with 9 runs on 14 hits. Royals with 5 runs on 9. The batter is Brian Pena, and there is strike 1. In there. 0-2 to Pena. Again, tomorrow it will be Duffy and Romero. Chen and Morrow go on Monday. Sanchez to go on Tuesday, so the Royals will send 3 lefties in a row, and Pena pulls it to Lind at first base. 2 quick outs in this 8th inning. But we were talking about thinking too much, and there was a guy who only played 2 games with the Royals, but he spent time with the Yankees and the Braves and other teams as well. It's a friend of mine named Paul Zabella. Played shortstop at Stanford, 2 games with Kansas City, but he used to tell me he thought too much when he was young and how it affected him. But this was Paul's line: I've been doing my best not to think about it, but by not thinking about it, I can't stop thinking about it. Is that baseball or what?
That is a great definition.
Paul was with the Royals back in '91. Moustakas goes to center field and deep. Racing back and reaching up to make the catch, Colby Rasmus. The Royals quiet in the 8th. Still trail by 4 going to number 9. Out of the ballpark, and as promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. This was the big fly we're talking about.
It was nice. A good, easy swing. Very easy. Used the middle of the ballpark, has power to all fields, and maybe that will get him going. And actually, he's been going. He's been hitting the ball. There's nothing wrong with what he's been doing. And he just finally got underneath one.
Hud, all I can tell you is there's a lot of green out there, and he has been finding fielders with smashes. So has Butler, and Blue Jays have been turning that into double plays. Tim Collins comes on for his 7th game of the year. Collins pitched yesterday and pitched well as he pitched a shutout 6th inning. Helped out on a fine sliding catch by Alex Gordon in left. Collins deals to Adam Lind and throws a high fastball. Lind with terrific power, hit 26 home runs last year. The most he's hit in one season was 35 3 years ago.
Got a pretty good compact swing.
Remember when he came up, he was playing the outfield. He was tough to get out. Was in the strike zone, perfectly thrown by Tim Collins, and he gets a strike across against Adam Lind. Lind now 28 years old, from Muncie, Indiana, in his 5th big league season. Just misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. Top of the 9th inning.
Collins is going to work that fastball. He's got a big curve. A little changeup he'll throw occasionally.
fastball fouled off.
That's a pull swing.
Was that the elevation that Brian Pena wanted Herrera to throw to Encarnacion?
Yes, whenever you see your catcher come up out of the crouch like that, that means that he wants it a high fastball. Now, maybe Pena should have really accentuated that glove by putting it way up like this, letting him know I want it up here. But Pena came up out, he went with his glove and he made a motion upward like I want it up, and he started to come up out of his crouch. And it just stayed right down low.
Moustakas has it. Throws out Adam Lynn for the first out. Were there times, Rex, as a hitter where you could feel the pitcher where his location was?
Yeah, you feel that. Yeah, you can hear the catcher sometimes moving, but you can't hear him coming up out of his crouch.
Okay.
So there are times if it's quiet, you can hear him moving his feet. And some catchers that are smart, they'll shuffle their feet on purpose. Now, kids out there, watch him. Routine ball. Look at him going towards his target. He's gaining momentum for the long throw. That's what you do. Kid, catch it. Tap your glove once for timing and go right over the top. But you have to get momentum to help you on your throw. I know some of your coaches are telling you that right there. You can't throw flat-footed or you won't get anything on the throw. Take it from your hopefully future all-star third baseman, Moustakas, how to field a routine ball and throw it.
Eric Thames, the batter. He has doubled, grounded out, popped up, and walked. He was the one that started the trouble for Everett Teaford in that 7th inning. Everett had gotten the first batter, Lind, out, but then walked Thames, was taken from the game. Kelvin Herrera had Encarnacion down 2 strikes and then fed him a fastball, and Encarnacion rode it out, erasing a very brief 5-4 Royals lead and giving the Blue Jays a 6-5 advantage. Added another solo home run by Rasmus in the 7th. Popped up. And you went back for a look. That was it. It was Rasmus's home run that gave them a 6-5 lead, and then Herrera's made it 7-5, and Rasmus added on.
You don't think catching a foul ball won't make your day or make your life? Look at that father and son right there embracing the moment at a ballpark because he caught a foul ball. That is worth the admission and priceless.
And that young man will remember that for the rest of his life. Remember the first foul ball you caught at a big league game as a fan?
No.
Did you catch one?
I caught him up here in the booth. That's the first time I became a fan when I left the field. So yes, I guess yes, I do remember. I was in the booth, but still I'm a fan.
I remember my first. It was the Royals 69 season as Eric Thames takes strike 3 from Tim Collins. Wally Bunker was on the mound. Horace Clark of the Yankees fouled straight back, and I caught it.
People remember that stuff. And that pitch there was unhittable. He's got to go.
2 outs now. Nobody on for Edwin Encarnacion, who is 3 for 4 in the night, a pair of line singles and a long home run. First pitch is a breaking ball, strike 1. Toronto beat KC last night 4-3. Trying to beat them tonight 9-5 as the Royals will send to the plate hitters 8, 9, and 1 in the 9th inning. Escobar, Meyer, and Betancourt. A pair of lefties tomorrow, which means Ned Yost likely will go with his right-handed lineup. I would imagine Francois, and there's a great curveball on the outside corner. Encarnacion takes it. A very sharp 9th inning for Tim Collins. You see the lineup coming up for KC. The Blue Jays still with a 9-5 lead as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Hoping for a foul ball and hoping for a royal rally. Villanueva will stay in the game. Carlos retired the side in order in the 8th inning. Will face Escobar, Mitch Meyer, Unieski Betancourt.
Go ahead and get that 4th hit of the night for Escobar. He's hoping.
He's raised that average to 288, and none of them have been bloop hits. They have all been hit right on the screws, and Escobar takes strike 1. Gotta love this young man's future. Another rookie making his first appearance last year and had a marvelous campaign, hitting over 250 and had more assists than any shortstop in the major leagues last year. Waves at the next offering, and he is down 0-2.
It's that breaking ball away. It's a good one.
Down the line, foul.
You know, there's really not much you can do outside of executing your game between the lines. You've got to be able to go out and focus. Now, the fans there are dying for a win, and it's going to happen, but just they've got to be able to tighten up their bullpen a little bit.
Slow roller hit down to third. It's going to be a tough play, and 4 for 4 is Alcides Escobar. Well, that is a silver lining in what has been a dark cloud, but still, you've got to look at the bright side.
That's right. That's what you do. You look for positives and things like this. That's how you survive this. You can't keep your head down and go home. You'll never come back. You won't get back. You've got to be able to stay the positives. That's how you handle failure in this game. As a team, losing. Escobar is going to encourage the rest of his guys. Betancourt, who's on deck, he's gotten a couple of hits. Mitch Meyer hit a big triple, knocked in a run, scored 1. Those are the things that these guys will feed off of, and until tomorrow, that's what happens. You just go the next day.
That is the second 4-hit game in Escobar's career. He had 4 against the Chicago Cubs last year on September 16th.
And in the meantime, just because they're 4 runs down doesn't mean they can't come back in this one.
That was with Milwaukee. Milwaukee against the Cubs in 2009 when he had a 4-hit game, so I beg your pardon.
I mean, you know, you can't even count yourself out yet here. This game's not over.
I believe I called him a rookie last year. That was not the case. He played for Milwaukee both in 2009, where he got a cup of coffee in 2009, but then he was their shortstop in 2010. First year with Kansas City last year at 254, 4 home runs and 46 RBIs. He also stole 26 bases.
He's a player, Escobar. That play he made last night, that double play that he did at second base, was just showed you his athletic skills.
A strike, it's 3-1. This is the 6th team that Villanueva has pitched for. Three and 2. He has thrown for Seattle, Cleveland, San Francisco, Texas, the Chicago White Sox, and now the Toronto Blue Jays. And always in the past, he had difficulties with his knees. Seemed like every single time he had a rough year. He was on the disabled list because of knee problems. Finally healthy, and we're seeing a talented arm. Falling behind Mitch Meyer, now fighting back in the count. The 3-2 is swung on, fouled off the catcher. The Royals will see a lefty tomorrow in Romero, then a right-hander on Monday and Morrow. Duffy goes for KC and Chen on Monday. Outside ball 4. Good start for the Royals. 2 on, nobody out. Bottom half of the 9th inning.
You know, John Farrell, Blue Jays manager, he didn't really want to have to get Cordero up in the bullpen, but he's got another reliever up down there. He's hoping that Villanueva can do it.
Cordero, who's been a closer for several teams, Cincinnati last year, starting to warm up in the Blue Jays pen. Did pitch last night and pitched well.
Right, he's their setup man now with Santos, their closer, but he was hoping that Villanueva could get him out in order. But here, now they got a chance to get back in this game. A couple big hits here.
Betancourt has had a good night in the leadoff spot. The first time he has been in this spot in his career starting a game. The pitch is taken, and Betancourt sees ball 1. The only time he has ever been in the leadoff spot was July 15th of 2007. That is when he was with the Seattle Mariners, and Ichiro Suzuki was the leadoff batter, and Justin Verlander hit him in the knee. Ichiro had to come out of the game, so Betancourt was penciled in. Inside, 2-0. So he had 948 Major League starts without being the lead guy. Tonight, Ned Yost changed things up to try and get the offense started. Betancourt gave him a 2-for-4 effort.
I said earlier, managers are going to tinker with the lineup. He's got Betancourt in there because he's swinging the bat. Look, having batted first, second, most of my career, and 8th and 9th, and sometimes in between, and even one game, I batted cleanup for Joe Torre in St. Louis. You know, you just come to the ballpark each day as a player, right during this time where the positions aren't really set, and you just say, look, if I'm in the lineup, great, I don't care where you put me, I'm going to make a difference. And that's a guy's attitude to come to the park during the time where the manager's trying to find a slot for everybody. It's an adjustment period for Ned Yost, but he's hanging in there, he's keeping his head up, and he's staying positive with his young guys, and that's how you ride these things out. We don't know what all goes on behind closed doors. I'm sure there's been a few meetings during this time.
A strike. He went with his breaking ball rather than his fastball on a 2-0 count. Looked like Betancourt was taken all the way. When we started the night, Drew Hutchison was making his Major League debut, and Luis Mendoza was throwing for Kansas City. They're no longer around. It's all about the bullpens from about the midway point of this game. And there is strike 2.
Okay, Betancourt took a long walk out of the circle on that one. He didn't think it was a strike, but you know what? That ball was right down where a pitcher wants to execute it. Perfect spot. You can't be necessarily looking for a fastball here with Villanueva's good slider.
He tried to get Yunieski to chase that one. The count goes full 3-2.
That was a good pitch. That was his changeup. If you're over anxious, you swing at that and you go back to the dugout, or you hit a ground ball. That's a good take.
Two on, nobody out. Royals trailing by 4 in the 9th. Villanueva against Betancourt. He struck him out.
Okay, swinging a hot bat. Expected to make a little contact. Just missed it. Pitcher made a good pitch on it. Wanted to swing and knock him in. Now Gordon's coming up here with a chance to, with one swing of the bat, have a multi-homer game. Make it interesting.
Are you aggressive on the first pitch?
Absolutely. Whenever there's a runner in scoring position, you've got to be hitters. You've got to be up there looking for your pitch right away, because most of them want to get ahead, especially Villanueva here in this inning. Has let a few batters go. single and a walk.
Strike one.
Wasn't where he wanted it.
Butler waiting on deck. Alex wants to strike first. Escobar at second. Meyer at first. One out. Last of the ninth inning. And Gordon saying, golly, he's taking way too much time. I'm stepping out. I can only focus for so long.
And Villanueva's telling his catcher, Aaron Sebia, to go through the signs again for me, please.
Always helps to say please. Gordon doesn't bite. Wisely taken. 1-1.
Now they're going to make sure they're on the same page here. This kid, Villanueva, has excellent stuff. He's got a good curveball that breaks straight down. His changeup fades away from lefties. He's got a sneaky fastball. No wonder. Blue Jays got a few good arms in their bullpen.
Royals scored first on a Gordon home run. Blue Jays came back with 4 in the fourth. Royals scored 4 in the fifth, but the Jays came up with 2 in the sixth, 3 in the seventh. Again, a changeup that is taken low.
They know Gordon has good power, so he's being really careful with it here. Three-run homer gets them right back where they want, or a well-placed ball in the outfield somewhere.
Giving Butler a chance. Hit right at the second baseman. A 4, a 6, a 3 game-ending double play. Hit sharply, but right at a fielder. And Toronto has taken the first 2 games of this series by scores of 4-3 and 9-5. We'll come back and give you our final thoughts of this ball game after this.